This is a tale of the fight for scraps, a battle within the realm of death upon the mountains of despair, over three magical artifacts that had descended from the sky. The flesh-eater courts had thought they had seen this coming after reading the stars. They decided to send the most noble knights to the valley of where they predicted the fall of such artifacts, to retrieve them to be used for pure goodness within their court and to bring light upon these now darkened lands. Meanwhile, on the other side of the valley was the Gloomspite Gitz, who knew exactly what had descended, and it was not magical artifacts or some sort of comet, but in fact three dead creatures that had stalked the skies for many hundreds of years. Such rare creatures descend to the ground, and with this one opportunity, they knew what they had to do. They must retrieve the parts of the corpses to make the most vile potions to spread their fungus even further. As they knew that these creatures that had once flown the skies of the realm of death had flown so close to the bad moon that they had been tainted by its gloomness, which was a rarity in itself. And now that both armies seeked the same prize, there was only one way to see who would receive them: in the fight for scraps. Hello everyone and welcome back to Nagash, which is a channel dedicated to Age of Sigmar, and in this video it's my first proper battle report of 2020 and really my first proper game. I know I had like one or two games back in January, but lockdown I think, and eventually we are back to it, and I'm happy to present a battle report. There's a bit of narrative behind this battle report, which you would have seen in the little clip before with the map and everything, and leading the Gloomspite forces in the narrative is going to be Wayne. How are you doing today, mate?
Hello, very good, very good. This again is my first proper game, probably proper game since about March.
Yeah, so quite a bit of time. So what I will say is we probably are going to make mistakes. I'll probably make a load of mistakes. But what we have done though is we've got AOS reminders to try and make sure we keep those mistakes to a minimum. Obviously when we do make mistakes, probably will happen, please let us know down in the comments so we can try and correct that for next time. Ideally, hopefully we'll get some more battle reports going. I painted up some terrain for the table to make it theme the realm of death, which is the realm we're playing in. So hopefully that will reflect that. And it's also the first time I'm fighting against the Gloomspite Gitz, so this will be very interesting for me to see. Right, okay, so then looking at the armies, firstly with me, with the Flesh-Eater Courts, we're going to have three heroes. The first one is going to be this little archregent down here, which I've freshly painted today. We're then going to have a abhorrent Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon here. We're then going to have a abhorrent Ghoul King on Terrorgeist there. For battle line, we have got 3 units of 10 ghouls, as you can see. We're then going to have a unit of 9 Cryptoras there. And then this conversion here is going to be a corpse cart. And then looking at the artifacts and delusions and command traits. So the Archregent is the general. He's going to have the artifact, the dermal robe, so he gets add 1 to cast and dispelling, and he's going to have for his command trait dark wizardry. So this is add 1 to cast and dispel as well. So he's flat +2 to cast and unbind straight off. And for the delusion for the army, we have got feast days. That's going to allow me to use feeding frenzy once per turn for free. And I wanted to take something a bit different with the army. I didn't just want to spam loads of Terrorgeist or anything, so I've got the Cryptoras and just 1 Terrorgeist. And then last thing to say for the Flesh-Eater Courts, just to mention their spells before I forget them, we're going to have Deranged Transformation on the Archregent. We're then going to have Spectral Host for the Abhorrent Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon, and then for the Abhorrent Ghoul King on a Terrorgeist, we're going to have Monstrous Vigour. We won't explain the spells straight off, just because, who knows, we may never cast them, but when it comes to it, we will explain what they do. The Flesh-Eater Court army does also have the Bellwing Vortex Endless spell at its disposal, and it does also have 50 points set aside for a command point, so I start off with an extra one. And I am 40 points down, which beats the Gloomspite Gitz, so I get a triumph, which is once per game reroll save rolls. And then on the other side of the table, we have the Gloomspite Gitz, led by Wayne. So as we can see, there is a huge army of these, and these are all fully painted. So I want to say a fantastic army to Wayne, and he went a little extra mile by putting stripes green on them and painting the jackets different colour and stuff. So well done. But anyway,
Thank
what have you got in your list?
So today on my list, I have the general is Scragrot the Loon King, who is just hiding around here behind the Loon Shrine. I've got the Loon Boss here as well, and over here on this side we've got the Fungoid Cave Shaman. Then I have a unit of 60 shooters, a unit of 60 stabbers with the swords, and another unit of 60 stabbers with the spears. I've then got 2 separate units of the Spore Splatter Fanatics. I have a unit of 6 of the Sneaky Snufflers. And I also have a unit of Loon Smasher Fanatics, which are set up hidden in one of the units. I also have the Loon Shrine.
Fantastic.
And the 2 spells I've got today, I've got Scrap Scuttle's Arachna Cauldron, and I've got the Scuttle Tide.
Cool. So what artifacts, command traits? Oh, I imagine you haven't got a command trait.
I don't have command traits.
Name character.
But he, Scragrot has the Hand of Gork, and the Fungoid Cave Shaman has the Great Green Spite. And my artifact, because I've got the named character, I've given to the Loon Boss, and he has got the Clammy Cowl.
Fantastic.
So,
and we'll go into what like all this does, when it comes down to on the game. So that's everything in your army then, is it?
that is everything, yes.
Fantastic. So
And that's 1980 points.
980 points, so mine's 1960. So like I mentioned, I've got the Triumph. And then this is the battlefield we're playing on. So like I said, it's the Realm of Death. So you have all the Realm of Death rules from the General's Handbook. I say all the rules, there's only a couple you need to remember for the game. But going through terrain, we're going to have a command in here for this ruin set. For these 2 bone type nexus we can see, with them they are just used as normal scenery pieces. They're not used as the Bone Reaper, it's just as they're nice and big. So both of them are going to be inspiring. We've got a Sinister for the Spooky Woods. We've got a Mystical for this Blood Temple. For the Green Temple, we are going to have Damned. And for the Graveyard over here, we have got Healing. And the only other thing to say for scenery in this game, as it is the Realm of Death, is that all scenery will have the nullification ability on top of it. And with deployment has been done. The Flesh-Eater Court's finished setting up first. So we are going to give the first turn to the Gloomspite Gitz, as this is Starstrike. There are no current objectives on the board, so I'm going to want to see what the Gloomspite Gitz do first, especially as I have not fought against them. Right, so just before the turn 1 for the Gloomspite Gitz, we're going to go over our auxiliary objectives, what we've picked for the first time ever. So for the Gloomspite Gitz, what 2 auxiliary objectives have you picked?
I have picked Cornered, and I have picked Marked for Death.
Fantastic. And Marked for Death is where I pick a unit, right, in my army?
That's correct.
Yeah, it's destroyed. Now, we're not going to go into all the rules of what auxiliary objectives are. They are in General's Handbook, so you can have a look. But they are the way to determine who wins in case of a draw. So for Marked for Death, I'm going to pick this unit. And essentially that means that Wayne has to destroy that unit. Yes. Before the end of the game?
Before the end of the game.
Fantastic. Okay, so for me, I'm going to have Bait, and I'm also going to have Prized Possession. So Prized Possession is going to go in the Arch region, and then Bait is going to go on this unit of 10 ghouls there in front of the Crypt Horrors. So going with Gloomspite Gitz, turn 1, we have got Wayne. And what are we going to be doing, Wayne, first off?
First off, Scragrot is going to use his Babbling Wand ability. On a 4+, I receive D3 extra command points, so I'm going to roll the dice. Yep. He does not get that.
No, just out.
just out. So then the Fungoid Cave Shaman is going to use his Mouthpiece of Mork ability, and on the 4+, I get 1 command point. Which I did not.
Gloomspite Gitz famous for the command points, but not so much in this game at the start.
Not today. So then...
Is it magic that's next?
It is indeed the magic that is next. Skragrot is going to attempt to cast the Scuttle-Tide, and he's +1 to cast. And he is casting the Scuttle-Tide on a 7, so rolling to cast Scuttle-Tide. 6, but he's +1 to his cast.
Fantastic. I am out of range to unbind any of your spells, so that does go off.
Good. Okay,
so that is going to be the Scuttle-Tide that is over here.
Yes, so the Scuttle-Tide is then set up within 6 inches within 6 inches of terrain feature.
Fantastic. So because remember we've got notifications, so we have to make sure that the spells don't disappear practically when they're set up. We're going to let Wayne decide where he wants to put that, and then we'll get back to it. So the Scuttle-Tide has gone here, and Wayne is going to try and do some damage to my unit of 10 ghouls there. So you've got 6 dice to roll, and what are they going to do?
6 dice, and on each roll of a 5+, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound.
Cool,
So I'm
let's
going to
see what happens.
roll that.
So we've got 2 mortal wounds. The skull.
The skull is a 6.
Skull's a 6.
There's 2
No
mortal
worries.
wounds.
I'm just going to get my dice and see what we can do. So obviously, Flesh's Court have the Deathless Courtier ability, which they have got from this Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon here. So let's see if we can get those 6s. So no 6s. So 2 of my ghouls are going to die, and we will just pick. We'll go for these 2 here. And then the Loon King's got 1 more spell to cast. What's he going to cast, Wayne?
He's going to cast Mystic Shield, and he's going to cast it onto this unit here.
Cool, so those block of 60 stabbers.
Yes, so I'm going to cast Mystic Shield. And it goes off on a 7.
Yep, and I can't unbind it, so it does go off. So those stabbers over there, 60 with a Mystic Shield, so that's going to bring things a little bit tough to chew through, but I'm sure Flesh of Courts will be able to find a way. Have we got anything else to do in the hero phase?
So that's the end of the hero phase, so I'll now be going on to my movement phase.
Okay, so we'll, with the movement, the only sort of ability we've got is from the Sneaky Snuffers, but they're going to move. So because there are so many grots, even though they're on movement trays, we're going to move them all off camera, and then we'll get back to it after they've moved. And the Gloomspite Gitz have finished their movement. So how did you find that, Wayne? Was it alright?
That was good, yes. This unit here, they ran a 6. So because of the Gong Basher, they're +2 to their run, so they've moved a total of 13 inches.
So very fast, their little legs there.
Indeed. These guys, they moved 2d6, they moved 5, and I've run them an extra inch.
Cool.
So they're keeping pace there.
Yep.
These guys have moved normally, and the Loon Boss has run 4.
Run 4.
Skragrot has moved up a little bit to get slightly better line of sight and range for his shooting attack. This unit have not moved, they have stayed here.
Yep.
This unit have moved 8 inches.
Cool.
And they're now on the scenery. And then these guys, they've just moved the normal 5, as has the wizard who's with them.
Fantastic. How did you find moving all that stuff with movement trays? Was it a lot easier?
It's a lot easier with movement trays.
That's good.
It's a lot easier.
I'd probably kill myself. Right, okay. And then, so going on to shooting them, because we have got the Loon King here who can throw his spear. Well, I say it's a spear. It's product, isn't it?
He shoots them with his mushroom staff.
Cool.
I think it's spores. I think.
And he's going to shoot this to one of the ghouls here. Am I right?
He is, yes.
Fantastic. So 6 attacks.
6 attacks. He's doing 3s and 3s. Rend -1 and 1 damage. So hitting on 3s.
Cool. Not bad.
That's not bad.
So that's 4 so far.
And wounding on 3s.
So that's 2, alright?
That's two saves with a rend of -1.
Fantastic, so just get some dice. So random -1. Now ghouls have a 6-up save. How they are on this lovely friendly terrain feature, so that is going to give them +1 to their saves. So it's going to bring them back up to a 6-up. So save none, and then Deathless from the Terrorgeist. Or let's see what they get. They get 1, so that's just going to be 1 little ghoul slain. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this one that looks like it's going to fall off. And any more shooting after that?
That's the only shooting. The only other shooting that I've got is
These guys.
This unit, and they're not in range of anything.
Out of range, that's fine.
They're out of range.
Lucky for me. Right, and then, so then we go on to charging, but everything either ran or is not in range of charging. Combat is non-existent at the moment on this turn 1, and Battle Shock is not relevant then. So that is the end of your turn 1.
It is, yes.
And there's no objectives yet on the board because, as we're saying, this is Starstrike, and the lovely bits of meat haven't fallen down from the sky. There is no victory points to claim so far. Right then, so on to the hero phase of the Flesh Eater Courts turn 1. Firstly, we're going to do some magic. So starting off with the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist down here. He is going to cast Unholy Vitality. It goes off on a 6. So he gets a double 1. So even with a +1 from the Corpse card, that's not going to go off. So the next ability we're going to do is going to be Special Host, which is the spell from the Flesh Eater Courts lore, which the Zombie Dragon knows. And he is going to put that onto the Terrorgeist. Goes off on a 6 again. So he gets that on an 11. You're going to try and unbind it. We've got the Loon King here who can unbind 2 spells.
He can unbind an extra 1 as well because he's next to the Signory.
Fantastic.
So you can try to unbind 3.
So that's 11 though. I think that might let me put it on D3 units. I can pick up to 3 friendly units because I've got another 10 or more.
I'm going to try to unbind that.
Okay, no worries. Not unbound.
Not unbound.
So he is going to put it onto the Terrorgeist. He is then going to, and I've measured and stuff everything before, so just make sure everything's in range. Put it on Terrorgeist, so that means that that can run in charge. He'll put it onto the ghouls, so that means that they can fly, and he's going to put it onto these cryptids as well, so knows they can fly. So they all get that ability, that spell. And then onto the magic for the Archregent. So first thing he's going to try and do is cast the Bellwind Vortex. Let's see if he gets that off. He doesn't. He's actually getting +2 from himself and +1 from that. So that's 3, that's 5. He failed it by 1, unfortunately. The next spell he is going to try and cast is Ferocious Hunger. He gets that though on a 9. So are you going to try and stop it? It's going to allow me to put D3 extra attacks onto this Terrorgeist.
I'm going to try to unbind that. So, rolling.
What do we get?
5 + 1 for his ability, so 6. So that's not unbound.
It goes off. So Terrorgeist is going to get an extra 3 attacks, so we'll take that. I'll put this just here for now before I get a token out. The camera's stopped. And then those are his 2 spells cast, because he didn't get the Bellwind Vortex off. So with that, that is going to be my hero phase for the Flesh Eater Courts. I'll just get the tokens out and stuff, and then we'll come to movement. So that is the hero phase and the movement phase done for turn 1 for Flesh Eater Courts. So essentially everything has moved up. We did actually take a couple casualties from over here. On the Scuttle-Tide, they took 3 mortal wounds, but I managed to save 1 as we're trying to get away from this thing. And then over here we sort of spread out to try and stop the Grots from teleporting around. And then with the Terrorgeist, as it has actually got Special Host on it, it has run and it will be able to charge as well. Because it ran, it means it cannot shoot, but we are going to go into charger now. So it is going to try and charge those Grots. Now I did spend a command point to make it be able to move 6 though, so I've only got 1 command point remaining. So hopefully it can make the charge, but if not, I can re-roll this. So it charges into those Grots, it's going to need a 7. So it makes it on the first one, so that's really cool. That's great. We will move that in now. So he is going to get in just attack him there. Cool. Right, and then we're going to move on to combat. So, with attacking with the Terrorgeist, we are going to be making 3 extra attacks with everything because he did very well with the spells. Now, we have got nets here, so I will be -1 to hit. I did try and pile in this gap here, but it just isn't going to work out, so I will get that -1 to hit. But like I say, making 3 extra attacks. So with the Ghoul King on top, so that is 8 attacks, hitting on 3s. So it's going to be hitting on 4s now with the -1. And then wounding on 3s. So that is going to be 3 saves for your grots so far. You might want to do them just at the end so then we can count everything up. So that's 3 and -1 damage so far. And then going on to the claws. So we'll be hitting on 5s. So we get 1, 2, 3. And then wounding on 3s for 3. So that, again, it's going to be 3 more at -1, but doing D3 damage. And then the big one that we're all waiting for, and this guy's a gruesome bite as well, of course, so he can re-roll these hits. So hit on 5s for the gruesome bite. For the maw, so we straight away have got 2 6s. It's going to be 12 mortal wounds. And then re-roll on the fails. So we get 2 normal hits. And then 2 wounds. So that is going to be 12 more wounds and then 2 saves at -2. So what would you like to do first, Wayne?
Okay, so first of all...
So we've got the 3 attacks at -1, doing 1 damage.
3 attacks at -1, doing 1 damage. They're 5s because they're shields, so -1 is 6s. I save 1 of them, so that's 2.
That's 2 damage in total.
2 damage in total, okay.
So that's 2. You can roll the see what the rest is before. So these will be 3 at -1.
So again it's 6s.
So that is going to be 3 lots of D3 damage. So let's see what that is. So that is going to be 2, 4. So that's 4 damage in total.
Okay.
So that's going to kill that moving tray there, and then an extra one.
That's right.
Remember, you've got Mystic Shield, haven't you?
I've got Mystic
So
Shield.
reroll those ones. Still not good enough. Did you get any ones on the one before?
I didn't know.
Okay, don't think so.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. And then going on to the maw, so you've got 2 at -2.
I won't get to save on that.
So that's going to be 2 D6 damage. So that is going to be 5 damage, and then you take 12 mortal wounds as well. So that's going to be 17.
Okay, so that's...
Remember, I've got Feeding Frenzy, so he will be able to pile an attack again.
Okay, so I've got 12 mortal wounds. And then was it another...
That's 5 damage.
Another 5. So... Okay. Cool.
And what I'm going to do is, because I am feasty for my delusion, I am going to pile an attack again. Because he's charged, he can move the 3 inches to pile in, so that's fine. So he's going to be here and be a very vile Terrorgeist. This is why, especially like him sort of first games back and stuff, I don't like taking more than one of these things. So he is going to do all of that again.
Okay.
Okay, so firstly with the claws. So this is going to be with the King's Claws. So that is 8 attacks. Hitting on 4. Is there any nets? Yeah, there is.
There's a net there.
Yeah, cool. So hitting on 4s. So got 2 winner 3s. So that's none. And then with the big Terrorgeist Claws next. So that is going to be 7 attacks. Hitting on 5s. Pretty good. Happy with that. And then wounding on 3. So we've got 2 saves at -1 so far, doing D3 damage.
Okay, so that's still 6s.
So you've got reroll that 1 for Mystic Shield.
Still 1.
Okay, no worries. So that's going to be 2d3 damage. So that's going to be 2 damage.
Okay.
And then again for the big more gruesome bite ability as well. So it's going to be 6 more wounds to start with, and then the rerolls. So that is going to be 12 mortal wounds, and then trying to get the wound in. So you've got 12 more wounds there, but you've got 1 save -2, which you can't save. So d6, so 2. So that is going to be 14 damage from that.
Okay, so that's another 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
And did you take the 2 damage away from the claws? The 2
additional ones.
Yeah, did you take those away?
I don't think I did.
Okay.
I'll take those away now.
No worries. Right, okay everyone, so that's how vile a Prime Ghoul King on Terrorgeist can be. Absolutely disgusting, however they are very fun, and I'm not going to be that much on a high horse because I have taken one in this battle. I just didn't want to take all 3 of mine. But the Grots, I have a suspicion will be doing Inspiring Presence, which they are famous for, so they are pretty hardy to kill. And with no objectives down yet, I'm happy with the first punch I've taken out on these little Gitz. I heard they can be a bit nasty, so I don't want them to get the upper hand. I don't want them to sneak behind me. Cool. Right, so with that, the Gitz won't be party attacking because they're out of combat. And I've got nothing else to attack with. So we are going to go on to Battle Shock, which I imagine you're going to spend a command point.
I'm going to spend a command point on that.
So you've got, is that your own?
That's my only command point.
That's your own command point, cool, that's fine, that's gone. And I did lose some ghouls, but not enough to have to do a Battle Shock. Okay, and with that everyone, that is going to be turn 1. We have got anything, don't really care. Right, so going on to a battle round 2. So there are a couple things to do at the start of battle round 2, so that's going to be the objectives and also the bad moon, which will be coming on from around this corner. So firstly, we're going to do the objective. Now this is the first star, or in our case, in our narrative, chunk of meat that's going to be used to make some pretty nasty potions, I imagine, on the Gloomspite side.
Indeed.
Or lovely bit to give to the king back at our heroic castle, or just to slab a bit of meat onto the feast that's going to be there. Horrific stuff. So for the star come down, we are going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as it comes on this middle line. So let's see where it comes down. So it's going to be in the middle. So we'll set that up in a minute. So it'll be in the middle there. And then let's see what's going to happen with this moon.
The bad moon. On a 1, it's not moving, so it's currently still off the edge of the board.
Obviously, the Gloomspite Gitz are having to prove a little bit harder to try and get their luck from that bad moon. Right, okay, so the next thing to do is see who is going to take the turn. So Wayne with his Gitz went first in the last turn, so he is going to win the tie here. So that is a 6. So what are you thinking, Wayne?
I think I'm going to take the first turn here.
Okay, well I think we all know that he just wants to kill the Terrorgeist, which, to be fair, I wouldn't blame. And as soon as he can get his grots near the objective, like I say, which will be here when I put the token down, it's going to be hard to shift them. So I think the Gloomspite Gitz kind of needed this, and I think it's good luck to them. So just one more thing to add with the start of the battle round. As Wayne is going first, I'm going to make these spiders, quite frankly, piss off. So they are going to move within 1 inch of this, and because of the nullification ability that is essentially map wide here in the Realm of Death, they are gone. So I'm going to give them back to Wayne. Take them, and then that is going to start Wayne's hero phase. So what are you going to do first, Wayne?
First of all, I'm going to roll for my D3 command points for Scragrot. So on a 4+, I get D3 command points. I get
three extra command
so
points.
that now puts me back up to 4.
Oh, shooting command points, is that right?
Indeed.
Okay, and then you've got that guy over here.
The Fungoid Cave Shaman,
Yeah.
on a 4+. He generates a command point, so I'm now up to 5 command points.
So from 0 to 5 is not bad, is it?
Indeed, this is not.
And on to magic, I suppose.
Yes, okay. That was the dead one. Okay, so my Shaman is going to try to cast Scuttle-Tide. And he fails to get that.
Yes. So glad I was thinking that. Maybe I should not have made that disappear. Cool, that's good. Those spiders go.
Okay.
Right. And then it's Loon King, isn't it?
Loon King is going to attempt to cast Hand of Gork.
Gets it
He
on a
gets it on a
7.
7.
However, my Arch Regent
He
is
gets
in
it
range to
on
unbind.
An 8 because he's got a +1.
So he's got +1, he's got an 8. My Arch Regent gets +2. So let me see if I can beat that. And I beat it with a 12. Has he got anything else he wants to cast?
He's going to attempt to cast Arcane Bolt. 18. Arcane Bolt.
Arcane Bolt's 18, yeah.
18, he's not in range.
Just Mystic Shield.
Mystic Shield, he's going to put Mystic Shield onto this unit here.
Cool.
And he gets that on an 8, which becomes a 9 because it's...
And I get +2, which is 9, so you get that. So that goes off, so they keep their Mystic Shield.
Mystic Shield.
And is there anything else to do in your hero phase?
In my hero phase, well, this unit is now... these 3 units are entirely within 12 inches of the Spore Splatter Fanatics, so they have become frenzied, so they're doing +1 attacks in their in the combat phase.
Nice, cool. So what we're going to do, like we've done before, we'll get all the movement done, especially for all these grots, and then we'll let you know what has happened. So at the end of the Gitz movement phase, so again we can just see this mass horde of models, slightly less now because of the terrorists, mass horde of models come closer towards the Flesh-Eater Courts. Got a little path of them coming down here, and then we've got the shooters over here. So we've had some things that have run, so what has run so far then?
So far these guys have run, and I spent a command point to make them run 6.
Yep.
These guys have moved 2d6 and they've moved 6 inches. These guys have moved 2d6 and they've moved 9 inches. And everything else has just moved its normal movement, except for the Snufflers, who have found some mushrooms and have put this onto these guys. So they are now inspired. They're now frenzied from the Spore Splatters, and they have got the mushrooms, so they're now doing 3 attacks each.
So it's nice of them to share then, isn't it?
Oh yes, and
Yeah.
5 attacks for the netters. If
Five
it
attacks,
gets in.
Yeah, they really want to take out their anger on that Terrorgeist.
I think they do.
I wouldn't think a grot would care about losing its fellow comrade, but I think they care more about just stabbing something in the knee, and there are quite a few advantage points on something that big. Right, okay, so with that all aside, let us go on to shooting, which we have got a bit of shooting.
We have got some shooting this turn. We've got a total of 4 models that can shoot.
Who is going to shoot first?
Scragrot is going to shoot the Terrorgeist.
Yep.
So he's doing 6 attacks.
6 attacks.
And they're doing 3s and 3s.
Cool.
So rolling the 3s to hit. That's 5 of them.
Yep.
And 3s to wound.
That's 4.
That's 4.
Okay.
And so that's 4 saves at a random -1.
So Terrorgeist saving on 5s. So Lucky Bastard saves 3 of them, and then Deathless. So close. So he will take 1 damage from that.
Ooh. If any wounds inflicted by the moon on the stick are allocated to an enemy model and not negated, that model suffers 1 mortal wound at the end of each battle round, even if they're subsequently healed.
Oh, that's a bit of poison for you there, isn't it?
That is.
Okay, I think I remember that when we talked about it on the why play video. That's pretty cool. Nice to have it inflicted on me. And then are these shooters? I think we've got a few of
The
those.
shooters,
in range,
I've measured it. There are 3 of them in range of the
Cryptoras.
Cryptoras.
Yep.
There are still a unit of 60 of them, so Oh, that's the melee weapons. I can add 1 to the hit rolls while it has at least for the missile weapons while it has at least 15 models, which it does.
I think, yeah, there's more than double that. Right.
Okay, so that's 3 attacks.
Yep.
And I am hitting on 4s.
4s, yep. It's not bad. So we've got 2.
Wounding on 5s. No.
Not so much. Known for their number of attacks, not for 3 models being specialists at missile weapons. And that is all the shooting, isn't it?
That is all the shooting.
So what we've got next is charging. And the only thing that is going to charge is over here, am I right?
These 2 units will be charging.
Cool.
So these guys need a 3.
Mm-hmm.
A 4.
So they've got a 4. Cool. And
So I'll have
then
to spend a command point to see if I can get a better one.
so you've got 4
I've got
command,
4 command
points
points
left, don't we? Because we spent 1 over here to make these run 6.
I think I'm going to spend a command point and attempt to re-roll that.
Fair enough. Just don't get a 1. There we go.
9, that's more like it. And
That's
I'm down to
much
3
better.
command points.
Okay.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is, because those models have to move before we charge those fanatics in, we're going to pause it quickly, move those models, and then we'll see if the fanatics make it.
Cool.
So with the stabbers all piled in there, we're going to see if these, what sort of fanatics are they called again?
Loon Smasher Fanatic.
The Loon Smashers. Let's see if they can make it.
Spore Splatter
Spore
Fanatic.
Splashers, that's it.
That's it.
Right.
That's the ones.
Let's see what we get.
5.
So that's a 5.
I think they are not.
Yeah, because the garrots are going to be out. There's no one nearby enough to make them re-roll that.
No.
So they'll leave it to the stabbers, I think.
I think they will.
Cool. So we'll just count up how many attacks they got of a piling, and then we'll get back to it. Unless there's any other charging to be done.
They ran. They're out of range, and I think they'll be out of range as well. So that will be all of the charges.
No worries. So with the stabbers going, this is firstly going to be with the nets, and they have got a load of attacks. I thought this was all of them attacking, but I was wrong. This is just the nets.
They got 2 extra attacks.
2 extra attacks.
And because of the number of models in the unit, they're getting +1 to wound.
Yep.
So they are hitting on 4s and wounding on 4s.
Mm-hmm.
So I will roll those.
Oh, I'll take those.
Good.
I'll take those 2s and 1s and those few 3s. Oh, I'll take that. Yep, that's cool.
Okay.
Any re-rolls or anything before we just double check?
They do not. No.
No re-rolls.
They do not have any re-rolls. So then wounding on 4s. Oh, that's 1. No rend.
I know the Grots really want to, like we said, not revenge, but stab something in the knee. But I'm very happy that there's only 1 save for them so far. Right, and then the stabbers with the spears are, how many attacks would that be for them?
That will be 3 lots of 18.
3 lots of 18.
So
There we go. We'll just get some more dice for that.
some more dice. I'm going to do them in. I've got 20 dice. I'm going to do them in 18s because it's.
That's absolutely
just
fine.
easier.
Be easier to follow. I think.
I'm adding 1s to the wound roll, so it's 5s and 3s.
I'll take those misses. They're not too bad.
No.
It's 5s.
5s.
Yep.
And then rolling these ones again to get the 3s.
Yep. Couple of 2s. 5, is it?
That's 5. 5 more.
So 6 saves so far.
Okay. And then rolling 5s.
Not as good that time. Oh, not too bad actually. Threes.
3s.
Pretty damn good. That's all of them. So is that another 6?
That's another 6.
Cool. We've got 12 so far. Paragon could die.
That's alright. Got it.
No worries.
The last one.
Right, I reckon you'll kill it because it's already taken 1, and it will suffer 1 at the end of this battle round because of the poison from the king.
1. So that's less good.
That's more acceptable on the Fleshy Court side, I think.
3s. And that's just 1 more.
And just 1 more. Cool. So then that is going to be 13 in total. That's all their attacks, yeah?
That's all of their attacks.
So let's see if I can save against that. So that's going to be 6. That is 10. And then 3 more. So no rend, is there?
No rend on any of these.
So saving on 4s. Not the best save roll in the world. Damage 1, yeah?
Damage 1. All damage 1.
And then needing 6s and deathless. Okay, so not good saves, but good deathless. That's definitely good. So that is going to be 5 damage it sustained. So it is taken. Take away that 1 there because we've got this. That is going to be 6 damage from them. And that is all of your attacks, isn't it?
That is all of my attacks.
So we'll get back to the attacks with the Terrorgeist. Right now, the Ghoul King on his Royal Terrorgeist are going to attack these foul creatures that have bestowed this damage upon him. So, firstly, we're going to be attacking with the Ghoul King's Claws. So again, I am -1 to hit, so I'll be hitting on 4s. So very good there, really, really good. Wound and freeze. So that is going to be 4 saves -1 so far. And then making 6 attacks with the skeletal claws of the Terrorgeist. So that is going to be hitting on 5s because of the -1. So 3. And then wound and freeze, so that's 1 at -1, but that one doing D3 damage. And then the last thing and the most impressive thing, of course, is going to be the more hit on 5s, re-roll, and 6s doing mortals. So we've got 1 6, so that's 6 mortal wounds straight away. And then the re-rolls. So that's another 6. So that's going to be 12 mortal wounds plus the wounding. So that is 1 wound. So we've got, they can't save against that, can they? So
they can't save against
the D6 damage from that is going to be 1, so that's going to be 13 damage from that.
13, and then I've got these 4 normal 6-up saves.
Yep.
They've still got the shields.
Just 1 damage.
That's 2 have gone through.
Cool. And then the
D3.
D3 damage.
Again, 6s. No.
D3 damage for 2. So that's going to be 2. Did you fail 1 as well?
I failed one of.
Yeah, so that it will be 3, then plus the 13, so that's 16 damage.
Okay.
So that will be. Do you want to take away your casualties and we'll get back to it?
I will do.
Cool. So with the Grots taking some casualties, the Terrorgeist is going to parley attack again because it has got the delusion of Feast Day, so it can do Feed and Frenzy once per turn for free. So firstly, going with the King's Claws, he's still going to be -1 to hit. So we're hitting on 4s. Wounded on 3s. So that's going to be 3 saves at -1 so far. And then going with the Terrorgeist Claws. Hit on 5s, very good. Wound on 3s. So we got 1 save at -1 for that. And then going on to, so that's 1 save at -1. And then going on
well,
to...
they won't get the bonus, so anything that's -1 will kill things.
Well, okay, so that's be D3 for that then. So that'll be 2 damage to take from that one.
Okay.
And then going on with the gruesome bite from the Fanged Maw. So 6 mortal wounds, and then reroll on the failed hit rolls. So that generates 3 hits. Wounding, so then 2 saves at -2, no save.
6 mortal wounds, you say? There's only 5 of them left.
And then overkilled with an extra 11 damage.
Yeah.
So all these Grots are dead. They tried to kill the Terrorgeist. They gave it a good crack, to be fair. It's now sustained 7 wounds. It will take that extra wound at the end of the battle round, I believe it is.
That's correct.
So they've done some damage to it, but I'm just really happy I managed to delete a block of 60. Because with this battle plan, obviously, with the objectives, so it's going to be hard for me to try and win on numbers, so I have to try and take out as many as possible, and luckily the Terrorgeist is capable of doing so. And with that, that is going to be the end of combat. I believe there's nothing else in combat.
There isn't.
So that means that there is no battle shock either, because the units that sustain casualties have died. And that is going to put us onto scoring objectives. So you are firmly in control of this objective here, because whoever has more models within 6 inches of it, and you score as many victory points as the battle round. So as it is battle round 2, you are going to gain 2 victory points. So from that, put in the score to 2-0 to your advantage. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a little think of what we're going to do and go on to the Flesh Eater Court turn 2 hero phase. So Flesh Eater Court's start of turn 2 for them. So first thing they're going to do is they are going to cast some spells. So this little chap over here on the Terrorgeist is going to cast Unholy Vitality onto himself, casting very 6. So does not get that, even with the +1 from the corpse cart. So that does not go off. This zombie dragon is going to cast Malefic Hunger. So he gets that on a 9 with the corpse cart. So that's going to let friendly Flesh Eater Court units who live in 12 inches of him, I believe, reroll wound rolls.
Okay, I'm going to try to unbind that with Scragrot.
Yeah.
So
I got it on a 9.
he's +1.
So
double 6s.
Perfectly unbound. Cool. And then the Archregent is going to try and cast. He's going to try and cast Ferocious Hunger. So he casts that on that's 7 +2 +1 for that, so he gets it on a 10.
Okay. Again, Scragrot is going to try to unbind that. He gets that on a 10 because +1.
So I still get it, and because it's 10 or more, I can pick 3 units to benefit from it. So I'm going to pick this unit here, so the Cryptosaurus, to get an extra 3 attacks. So I'll put that there to remind me, and put the tokens there so I remember. I'm then going to put it onto this zombie dragon, so for 2 extra attacks. And then he's going to put it onto, I'll put it onto the ghouls, why not? For 2 extra attacks. Okay, then his last spell he's going to try and cast is going to be, well, last one, unless he casts this, is going to be the Bellowing Vortex. Can he get it this time? He gets it on a 15. Is there any way you can try and unbind that?
There's no way I can try and unbind that.
Fantastic. So he gets that, so I'm just going to move him quickly and set it up so it fits in here, and then you can go up on there. Cool, so here's on his little Bellowing now, and then he can cast one more spell because of that, and the spell he is going to cast is, let's have a think, he is going to do let's do Deranged Transformation. He gets that on a 9. Can you unbind?
I can try to unbind that.
Cool.
7, 8.
7, 8. So I get it. He's going to put it onto the Cryptosaurus, so they add 4 to their movement. So with that, there are a lot of tokens to put down. The only other thing I want to do is heal D3 wounds for the Terrorgeist because of the Ghoul King's ability. So he is going to heal 3 more wounds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change and update everything, and then we'll get back to it. And I might as well do the movement as well. So we'll see you guys after the movement phase. Right, so with the Flesh Eater Court's turn 2 movement done, we can see that sort of retreat the Terrorgeist over here just so it can heal for a little bit. As if it goes into these guys, they will be attacking me first, which I'm not really a fan of. They didn't really have enough movement to get around to go into them. And when I do make the charges, I do want to attack these Cryptosaurus first. So they have a 5-up save. And then we are going to go into some shooting, which is a little bit different for Death. But we have got some shooting attacks, and the one we'll be attacking with now is going to be the Pestilent Breath from the Zombie Dragon. Now, the Pestilent's Breath is a bit interesting, because when it attacks, instead of rolling to hit, before I roll to hit even, I can roll a dice and try and get equal or under the number of models in this unit. And if I do so, I don't need to roll to hit. So we're going to do that. I automatically get it because there's a block of 60.
There are still 60.
Still 60, so I'm going to counter that with 1 dice. And then it's going to wound on a 2. So it wounds, -3 rend, don't have a save.
No save.
D6 damage for 2 damage.
These 2 here are dead.
Cool. Okay, and then the only other thing I wanted to say what happened, what you wouldn't have seen on camera, is that we spent a command point to get the Vargolf onto the table to try and bring back some horrors when they probably will take some casualties. So with that, we are going to go into charging. So first one we're going to charge.
At the start of the charge phase?
Yep. You reveal your...
I will reveal my grots, my fanatics. My fanatics are in the stabbers with the swords.
Stabbers with the swords, yep, fair enough.
So they are going to appear.
Pop up and then they try and charge against me, I imagine?
They can't charge, no.
They can't, okay.
They can't charge because this is your phase.
Charge phase. Okay, and do they get to attack me first in the combat phase?
They will get to attack first in the combat phase.
Got you, okay, now I've got you. Right, okay, so with that, if I'm honest, I did kind of forget about them, so that is going to kick me straight in the groin for that one. Right, so yeah, so with that we're going to do some charges. So, first thing first, we're going to charge with these Crypt Horrors. So they've got a 7-2 charge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly pause it, move them, we'll get back to it. So I have charged the Crypt Horrors in. Now I'm going to be honest, I have been a little bit of, I would say, a intelligent noble knight as one of the flesh eater courts, because I didn't want to get those fanatics into piling range to attack me, as they would attack me first. So I've limited the amount of Crypt Horrors I've managed to get in. However, it does mean they are strung out, so if any of them do die, that Courtier Vargolf can bring them back. Essentially, basically just being a coward. But with that, I don't know if I do want to charge with the zombie dragon, but I might as well see what we can get. He got an 8. Nah, that's not going to be any good. Anything else to charge? No, so we are going to attack with the Crypt Horrors. I'm just going to get their number of attacks and we'll get back to it. So going into combat, we have got these Crypt Horrors that are going to attack these little grots. So I have got 25 attacks because they all got 3 extra attacks and there's 4 in range, one of them being the leader. They're going to reroll all failed hit rolls because of being in range of Dorking. And let's see what we get. And they're not going to be minus 1 to hit because they're not in range of a grotnet. So hitting on 4s. So re-rolling the fails. They're not too bad. There's the one good thing about the Crypt Horrors is that overall I'd say they're not as good as the flares, but the re-rolls, the hits they can get is really good, especially against a horde unit with the 2 damage they can do. So let's take away the misses. Anything that's 3 and under. Cool, that's all good then. So going on to wounding, now we're going to be wounding on 3s. So let's see what we get. So 2s and 1s are no good. So a few 2s and 1s. Yeah, that's a lot actually, to be fair.
Got another 2 there.
And another 2. So we've got 1-6, that's going to do 3 damage to the grots, and then we've got what's that? That's going to be 5. 7 saves, that'll do 2 damage each.
Okay.
So, what do you want to do first? The one down?
I'll do the one first. There's still 60 of them in the unit, so they're still getting. They've still got shields. They've still got +1 to their save.
Cool.
So any rend on that?
No rental.
Okay, so that's a 5+ save for the 3 damage.
So that's 3 damage from that.
3, and then you say 7, 2 damage.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that is
not
bad
good.
rolling. I fire a lot of 1s and 2s, and
That's 14.
That's 14
plus 3, 17 damage.
17 damage from those Crypt Horrors.
Okay.
So we're just going to take away the casualties now. So with a hefty amount of casualties from that grot unit that have suffered from the hands of the Crypt Horrors are going to use Feed and Frenzy to hit them straight away again, as I get it once per turn for free with the delusion. And we had a little talk and thinking about where's best to take away the grots, but we decided on the back just because it means that the objective is still going to be in play for them here. Right, okay, so doing the exact same attack again onto these grots. Let's see how the Crypt Horrors do this time. Might have to, I'll just roll them separately. So the first one's here, and then these ones that I can pick up in my hand. Okay, so reroll and failed hit rolls again. So, nope, still not in range of a net, that's fine. Just make sure. So, freeze and under. Not bad at all, very good. So then, there's another 3 there, isn't there? Yeah, cool. So many dice. Then going with the wounding. So 1 to pick up.
Well.
Don't think that's part of it. So what's that? So the 1s are failing, obviously 2s are failing, and that's everything, isn't it? I think that's all the. That's all fine. Yeah, cool. So
one of those is the +3 attacks. One of those 3s was a +3.
Was it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was on the counter.
Oh yeah, no worries. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's going to be 8, 10, 11. So 11 saves, no Ren, 2 damage each.
8, 10, 11. 5 up saves because I've still got enough in the unit.
Better than the last one.
Indeed.
It's not too bad. Another 5 there.
So that is
10 damage.
10 damage, so that's another 6 and 4 down. Okay, I'll just take him off there.
Cool. And now it is time for those grots to swing back.
Okay,
So like we say, hitting the Crypt Horrors back, what have we got, Wayne? What's left of your unit of grots?
we've got 2 netters in range, that's 6 attacks with the nets, which will hit on 4s and wound on 3s because there are still 31 models in the unit. And then there are 15 models in range with the stabbers, which will be hitting on 4s and wounding on 2s because they're still +2. No rend, and that will all be 1 damage.
Fantastic.
So,
let's see what we're going to get.
Okay, so rolling for the 2 netters first. 4s and 3s.
Yep. Not bad. Couple of misses. That was a 4.
That was a 4.
Yeah.
4s and 3s.
Cool.
So that's 4.
4. So what I'm going to do, because none of these have rend.
None of them have rend.
So I'm just going to put a 4 here, just to remind me, just so we can count them up and do them all and go.
And then the 15, 4s and 2s.
Cool. That's all good.
That's all good.
1 2s, was it?
And 2s, yes.
Yes, that's all of them.
That is all of them, so that is another 8.
8. And do you have more attacks to go?
That's all of them.
That's all. Okay, so that's
all.
going to make a 12 saves for me. So that's 9, 10, 12. And we're saving on 5s. Okay, so we're going to take 2, 3, 4, 6. So that's 6, 7, 8. And then death saves to those 8s. Save 1. So we're going to take 7 damage. So that is going to be... This one, we're going to... actually, we'll kill this one off. Yeah, fuck him. We'll kill him off. And then we'll put 3 wounds sustained onto this one. And with that, I believe that's all combat, isn't it? Because
that is all combat.
it's funny how it generally is turning into just 1 unit fights, 1 unit fights. So that's working out pretty smoothly, hopefully. Right, so with that, moving on to Battle Shock. So your Grot's spending a command point.
I'm spending a command point.
You absolutely sure?
Absolutely sure. Otherwise, they'll all run away.
Yep, don't blame you at all. The Crypt Horus, even with the -1 from Sinister, you don't make me any minuses, the bravery do. No, of course not. Even with the big scary spooky moon on the banner, I will be fine with my Battle Shock. So that is going to put it on to controlling the objective. Now, you have still got more models within 6 of that objective than I do. So you still control it. So I gain no points this turn. So you're still on 2. And as you gain points in your turn. And I am on 0. So we're going to go into a battle round 3 now. Now there are a few things for us to do. Just before that, quickly, I remembered he's taking poison damage. So he will go down 1 wound.
1 wound?
1 wound. So he will go up 1 wound even. So he has taken 5 now. And then going into battle round 3, the few things we need to do is see where these pieces of meat are going to come down from the sky in Starstrike, see with the bad moon if it eventually is going to turn up, and also see who is going to take the turn off course. So first thing is going to be the stars/meat carcasses coming down from the sky. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll a dice. Now we've both agreed that 1, 2, despite what side of the battle board it's going to be on, is going to be the side it comes down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll roll my one first. So it's going to come down in the middle. And what are you going to get, Wayne?
I'm going to 6.
So it'll come down right
in the middle of the big unit.
I think was that the best place for you?
That's where I was hoping it would go.
We'll just find the space. So that's brilliant. Cool. And then the other thing to do is to see what the bad moon comes.
5. So
I'm happy you didn't get a 1 because I want to see.
So that moves up into this corner here.
Yeah.
So we're in this quadrant, affected by the light of the bad moon.
Cool. And then the last thing to do is just see who's going to get the turn. So again, you win any ties.
Okay. 4.
4. So you win the tie.
I will take that. I will take the first turn.
There we go. If you watched my last video about the Dragon Ogres, you realise that your Dragon Ogre trigger also heal wound. So do remember that. But Wayne is taking turn. There are no endless spells to be moved around that, isn't the Bellwyn Vortex. So we'll go into Wayne's hero phase. Right, so turn 3, and of course the Gloomspite had the priority, so starting off with their hero phase. What are we going to do first then, Wayne?
First of all, Scragrot is going to generate his command points.
He
on
does.
5. He generates 3, so he generates 1.
I'll take that. Switches on.
That puts me back up to 3, and then on a 4+, my Cave Shaman does nothing.
Does nothing.
He does nothing.
Acceptable. So also, being under the light of the bad moon, you get an extra command point, alright?
That's correct, yes. The General is under the light of the bad moon, so he gets an extra command point.
Sure does.
And now he's going to try to cast Scuttletide. Because of the bad moon and his abilities, he's +2 to his casting. So on a 7,
he gets that
that's
on
a
a
6, so I get that on an 8.
Cool. I'm going to do my utmost best to stop this spell, but I really do not like it. So, Archregent +2. I stop that on an 11. So,
Indeed.
take that.
Okay, so I'm then going to attempt to cast Arcane Bolt with him as his second spell.
Yep.
Again, he's +2 to his casting. 7.
7.
So 9.
9. Nearly D3, but not quite. I'm going to try and stop it with the Archregent again. Not really much else he can do. No!
One mortal wound.
1 mortal wound onto the Flesh Eaters. So it takes 1 mortal wound. So this guy on the Crypt Horror is going to die. See what we did there, very clever.
And then this guy over here, the Cave Shaman, is going to cast Mystic Shield onto this big unit here on a 6. He gets that on a 7.
Gets that on a 7. Just to measure to see if the zombie dragons are ranged on, but I doubt he is, but just to see, he's got a big base.
He is 30 inches. He's definitely in range to have a go.
I'll try then.
And on a 9, so he stops the. Does he get any pluses to cast?
He does not.
Cool. So I stop the Mystic Shield going off. I'll take that. Anything else to do in the hero phase?
No, I think we already said that these ones are now frenzied, so they'll be making an extra attack.
And then
And Hand of Gork.
Hand of Gore.
There's his third spell because he's next to the scenery because of the death rules. Hand of Gork,
Yep.
which I'll just check that. Hand of Gork casts on a 7. So I'm going to. I get that on a 9, on a 10, on an 11. Sorry, because +2.
Cool. I will try to unbind them. So you get that on a 11, yeah?
Yes. So
Yeah,
I
you
will
get off.
I will be Hand of Gorking
Terrorgeist fails.
these guys to.
Is it? How far away from the enemy?
I'll just check that.
That's fine. Just wondering if it's because I know you've got
More than 9.
more than 9. There we go.
More than 9. So
Just to make sure.
get them.
Towards there, so they'll still be doing stuff. Get them back into the fight.
That's fine. So I can get them to be 9 inches. If I cluster them around here, that's fine because then the unit will be wholly within 12.
Mm-hmm.
So they're teleported. And then their ability is at the start of the movement phase.
Cool. So that's also in the hero phase, right?
That's also in the hero phase.
Cool. So with that, we're going to go into movement and then we'll come right back.
Cool.
Right, so everything in the Gloomspite army has now moved. So take us through what has done what then, Wayne.
Okay, so these guys have moved and they ran 2.
Mm-hmm.
They've moved 10 in total. These fanatics over here have moved 3 and the other ones over here have moved 9.
Cool.
These ones have not moved and nor has Scragrot.
Nice, Scraggerot. Okay, so before we go into charging, how about some shooting? What
We have.
we got?
We've got Scragrot is going to. I think he's going to shoot at the Terrorgeist again.
Yep.
Choosing range off. The ability with the taking wounds doesn't stack, so it's got some spores on it now. So he's going to be doing 6 attacks, 3s and 3s. That's 5 of them have hit, and 3s again to wound.
So it's going to
that's
be
3.
3 wounds.
Rend of -1.
Against Terrorgeist, yeah?
Yes.
So he saves 2 of them. So
Does.
damage 1.
Damage 1.
So he takes that 1 damage. So he is now taken 6 wounds.
Okay.
Then we got the shooters over here.
We've got a few more of them in range this time. We've got 4 there, another 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 5 plus the 7, that's 12. So 12 of them are in range, and I will shoot with those.
Cool. They're shooting the horrors, I take.
They are shooting the horrors.
Cool.
So they're doing 12 attacks.
Yep.
They are adding 2 to the wound roll. Oh, that's melee weapons. They're adding 1 to the hit rolls while they have at least 15 models. So that would be 4s and 5s.
Okay.
So that's 2s, 4s, and 5s. So that's 4 saves on them, no rend.
4 saves on their end. Saving on 5s. So those fail. 6s. So 1 save. So it's going to put this guy on 3 wounds.
You want to put that on the leader.
Yeah. Because I need to bring them back this way. So that is that. And then charging. What's the first thing you're going to charge with?
First thing I'm going to charge with, I'm going to charge with those fanatics there.
Cool.
But not with those dice. They get that on a 9, so I should bring them around to here somewhere. That should definitely be within 9.
Cool.
And there.
And then anything else charging?
These fanatics.
Yep,
Also
they're
on
in.
a 9.
Where are they going?
They're going to charge this unit as well.
Really kill the Cryptox.
They're going to really kill the Cryptosaurus. And then the last unit is going to charge. So here. And they're going to fail their charge.
They're going to fail their charge. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pile in an attack with the first unit, and we'll get back to it.
And
So the Loon Smashers Fanatics are going to attack first, but as Fanatics do fight first, and then as it is Wayne's turn, he will actually attack with his 2 Fanatic units, and then the Stabbers before I can hit back. So, going with the Loon Smashers first.
yes, so 5d6 attacks. So that is 6, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19 attacks.
Oh, yep. I think the Cryptor is going to be in a lot of pain.
So that's 9,
Yeah,
10,
I don't want to be them.
another 8, and another one, that's 19. So that's left. So then they're hitting on 4s. That's not quite so good.
No, it's not the best. Oh, if I'm honest, I'll take that. That's a lot of misses.
That is a lot of misses, but they are fanatics, so
Wounding on?
wounding on 3s.
That's good.
That's good. So that is 6 at -2.
Don't get saved.
D3 damage. 3, 4. Hang on, so that's 6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's right, isn't it?
13. Okay. That's all of their attacks.
That's all of their attacks done.
13. Okay. So just 13. Horrors be alright. They'll be fine. Needing 6s to save against this. For the Deathless. I'll tell you what, I'll bloody take that. 4 6s and 13 dice is very good. So that'll mean I'll take 9 damage. So that will be over here. That will be 3. 7. And then just put the remaining 2 wounds onto this chap. Cool.
Okay. So then my Spore Splatter Fanatics.
Yep, so that is... Now, you might want to pile these guys in.
I think I will pile these guys in.
Just because how I've taken them away has made it now.
I can pile him in, that'll be up there. I'll pile into there. I'll pile into there.
What's the range in
The
there?
range on them is only 1.
Only 1?
Only 1, yeah.
How is that 1 and those stabbers that are now dead? The spears is 2.
Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I don't get it.
Perhaps, but so I think 4 of them are. Oh no, 3 of them are in. Three of them are in. But okay, so that's D3 attacks each. D3 attacks each. So that's 3D3. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
6, 7 attacks.
7 attacks.
Can you miss like last time?
I can try. So, but they're hitting on 2s.
Okay. Only one
Only
miss.
1 misses, and then wounding on 4s.
Oh, I'll take that. Definitely
Yeah.
take that. That's good.
So that's still 3, and that's a rend of -1 this time.
So I do get a save, so I want 6s. Failed. Damage.
D3.
So that's 3d3.
Do you not get a deathless for that?
I do, but I see how much damage
Oh,
it
of
is.
course you do. Yes. D3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. Cool. Deathless. So we fail them. So that is going to do 2 damage over here to kill this one. And then that will do 3 damage on this one because that was 5 I took, right?
That was 5.
And then 3 damage on that one. So this is why you take big units of Cryptos, or just big units of Flayers in general, because when they die, you want to be able to still try and bring them back. Okay, so then going on with the stabbers.
Yes.
Because how it works, like I explained, the fanatics attack first, and then as it is still Wayne's turn to elect what attacks first in normal alteration of combat, it is his turn to attack with stabbers. Cool, so we're just going to pile them in there, and then we'll get back to it. So now that the stabbers have piled in to attack, let's see what they're going to get. So what we're attacking with first?
We haven't got any netters in range to attack, although there is still one within 2 inches at the moment.
Okay.
So we will be attacking with the 7 stabbers that are in range.
Yep.
There's still 31 models in the unit, so they're still getting their +2 to wound bonus. So they're also getting +1 attack from having been in range of the spore splatters. So that's 14 attacks in total, and that's 4s and 2s, sorry. So 4s. And then 2s.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
That is good. That is 8 of them. No rend.
8 of them, no rend. That's going to be 5s. So save 2. And then 6s, no. So 6 more damage, so that's going to kill this one and this one. So they're going to draw on the rest of their comrades. And is that all their attacks?
That is all of their attacks.
Cool, so it's my turn to attack. I'm just going to do some piling and we'll get back to it. So actually, one of the cryptoids has taken a damage because the one over there had sustained freeze, so that's fine. And then going into attacks, we're firstly going to attack with these cryptoids into this fanatic unit. So that's going to be 12 attacks. They've still got those extra attacks from before. So hitting on 4s, re-rolling. You don't make me minuses or anything, do you? With your
No.
No, that's fine. So cool, not many fails there at all. And then going on to wounding to really kill these fanatics, hopefully. 1 and 3s. So not too good there. Actually, yeah, that's really bad. That was fine. So we have only got 1 that'll do 3 damage and 2 that'll do 2.
That could still kill them.
Could still kill them indeed.
Any rend?
No rend.
Okay, so a 6 up on the 3 damage one.
6 up saved.
And then the 2 damage ones.
Wow, okay, yep, that saved the fanatics. They live to fight another day. So after that fantastic save by the Loon Smasher fanatics, we're then going to attack with the zombie dragon. So Pine's a bit tight, so we can literally only attack with the dragon. But with its sword-like claws first, hitting on 4s. So we only got 2 there. And then wounding on 3s. So that is going to be 1 save at -1 for your spore smashers. What are they called?
They only get a 6 up save, I believe, the spore splatters.
So that would be 2 damage.
2 damage. Just double check that, but I believe so. Spore splatters. Yes, so 2 damage, so
2 damage. And then the more, on 4s, 1 on 3s, 2 saves at -2,
they won't get a save.
D6, I'll just roll that now. So that's going to be 4 damage.
So that's going to kill the other 3 of them.
Okay, because I have got that feeding frenzy, hoping that I can attack yeah, cool, I can attack these bastard fanatics here that survived the first one. I can get both the dragons attacked in. So again, so using my free feeding frenzy and attacking those fanatics. So the sword-like talons first, that's going to be again 8 attacks. So hitting on 4s, that's better. Wounding on 3s. So that's going to be 3 saves at -1.
So they won't get a save on
6
that.
damage then.
6 damage, that's going to kill the fanatics.
Cool. And I believe that is combat. You haven't got anything else to attack with, have you?
No, I haven't.
Cool. So in hindsight, I really should have used my triumph to re-roll the save rolls for the Cryptoris, but I thought I might need it for the Terror at some point, but in really hindsight, I should have done that. Because now I'll have to spend a command point to inspire and present them, I reckon, because I have lost 6 this turn, I believe. So that would mean that on a, what's that, 5 or 6, one of them runs, and I'm next to Sinister as well, so it would be on a 4-up. The runner could lose the unit. So I'm going to spend my command point. How are you feeling? Are you going to spend a command point on... Actually, you don't need
I don't have any. The only 2 units were destroyed.
Cool. That is, that's fine. Right, so with that, that is going to be the end turn for turn 3 for the Gloomspite Gitz, and that means that they clock 3 objective points on that objective there, and then 3 over there. So that's going to be 6. So you're on
8 in total now.
8 points. So it's currently 8-0. So can the Flesh-Eater Courts get some points? We'll see in their turn.
Oh,
3.
and at the end of my turn,
Yep.
on 4+, this unit 30 comes back.
That unit fair comes back. Cool.
Back. I'll set those up wholly within 12 of the Loon Shrine and 9 from enemy models.
No worries. So we'll do that,
3
and then we will come back after. So Flesh-Eater Courts turn 3. We can see at the end of the Gloomspite Gitz turn 3 that these guys popped back up. That's half the unit that was destroyed earlier. And what we're going to do in the Flesh-Eater Courts turn is we're going to start by trying to bring back some models to the Cryptor unit via the Vargolf. Now, any 2s he gets, he can also bring back some of these Cryptors. So, rolling 6 dice, try and get back some Cryptoras. We get back 1 Cryptora and 3 ghouls. So I'm going to bring back the leader. He's going to go here as they're outside of combat. I want to put them back into combat. And then going on to bringing back these ghouls. So 3 more ghouls. So we're just going to bring these ghouls back like this. Cool. And then going on to magic, doing some casting. Of course, we're going to try do Unholy Vitality with this Terrorgeist. So he gets that on an 11. That gives the Terrorgeist a 5-up death save. Remember how General's Handbook has changed, so he would get the 5-up instead of the 6-up. So would you like to try and unbind that one?
I will try to unbind that. He's still under the light of the bad moon, so he's +2 in total.
Got you. Yep.
No, that's a 5.
Nope, so he gets that, so I'll just put that there to remind me. So he gets that, and then the Zombie Dragon is going to try and do Malefic Hunger. So he gets that on a 10. You're going to try and unbind that?
I'm going to try and unbind that. No.
Doesn't, so he gets that. It's going to put that on there. I'll put the correct tokens on in a moment. And then the Archregent do some spells. So he's going to do Ferocious Hunger. A lot of hunger going around. No, really wanted that one. But no, he gets +3. That's not going to be enough. So next, he's going to try and cast Deranged Transmutation. He gets that on a what's that? 9. He's going to get that on.
I'm going to use my last unbinding.
Yep. Unbound.
Unbound on a 13.
And then for his last spell, he's going to try and cast a Mystic Shield. +3, so he gets that. And that's your last one, isn't it? Is he in range? You want to do a
I'll just
quick
double
measure?
check.
Unbounded him with the Zombie Dragon last time. So
I think so. So 30. Just.
30 just. Okay, cool.
Okay, so he's nothing to his unbind +6 unbinding, so that was on a
7.
7.
7.
7.
So it goes off.
It goes off.
And I'll put that on. Can you measure just to see if the Terrorgeist is within 18 inches of the base of this?
Okay.
That's right. Sorry, I just got the camera.
So that's 18 inches.
No, he's
Not quite, is he?
from the base of this.
The base. Oh, he's just, I think.
Just.
Only just.
Okay, I'll put that on this guy then to try and keep him alive. And then last one doing hero phase to heal some wounds. So to get these guys out of the way. These guys heal that wound because of raw blood. He is going to heal D3 wounds for 2. So it's going to be sustained 4 wounds. And then that, I believe, is going to be my hero phase, the best I can remember. Okay, so going on to me putting down the tokens, and I'll do movement and we'll get back. Right, so a pretty big movement phase, to be honest, with the Flesh-Eater Court. So we need to kind of try and pull it out of the bag now. So we have spent our command point for this turn to bring on this unit of flares from the Ghoul King and Terrorgeist command ability. We have used the ability to bring on 20 ghouls from the Archer region over here. The idea is to try and swarm this objective over here and try and kill those shooters enough to take it. And the Grots can't hopefully do too much about that. That's the plan. We're going to try and smash these Grots here, holding that objective, the Horrors, the Terrorgeist, and maybe the Varghulf who gets a long charge. The Varghulf also has got Feed and Dark Magic as Flesh-Eater Court Wizard casts a spell near him. So with that, let us go into shooting. So first shooting I want to do is with this unit of flares. So what we've got is this flare, who is going to shoot this hero, and then we've got these 2 flares who are going to shoot this unit here. So we're going to roll the dice individually because they are a bit funny. They're a little bit like banshees. So essentially, I roll 2 dice and then subtract 2 to the total of the result. And how much it beats the enemy's bravery, they take this many mortal wounds, if indeed it beats their bravery. And Grots are pretty low bravery, so...
These ones are all bravery 4.
Perfect scenario. Right, so the one against your hero first.
Okay.
So subtracting 2, so that's going to be 7.
Okay.
So that'll be 3 mortal wounds.
3 mortal wounds.
How many wounds have you got?
He has got 4 wounds,
4.
but he has the Spore Squig. Roll the dice each time you allocate a wound or mortal wound to this model on a 4+. It is negated.
Nice.
So 4 pluses.
2 saves.
2 saves, so he takes 1 wound.
1 wound, and then rolling separately for each of these against the shooters. So that's going to be 3, so nothing.
Nothing.
And the next one, that is going to be 5. So what's your bravery?
Bravery 1. Bravery 4, sorry.
That's bravery 1, I was going to say. So 1
Yeah,
dead.
so that's 1 dead. That one.
Cool. And then going on to shooting over here, we're going to have the Zombie Dragon and Terrorgeist both shoot into these things. So the Zombie Dragon going first. So like we've mentioned before, automatically hits. So I can't roll less, or I can't roll more than that unit. 4. And then going on to the wounding, so needing a 2. So wounds, -3 your end.
No save.
So d6 damage for 3 damage.
So take away those 3.
Cool. And then the Terrorgeist with its famous scream. I roll a dice and +5 to it. And the difference between that and your bravery is how many mortal wounds you take for your Gitz. So for your stabbers, so 4 + 5, so that is 9. Bravery 5.
Bravery on these ones. Bravery 4.
Bravery 4, so that's going to be 5 mortal wounds.
Okay.
And actually, sorry, the next is Sinister as well, so the -1 bravery there, so that is going to be 6 mortal wounds.
Yes.
I'll take that. Okay. That is all of the shooting done. So let us go into charging. So charging first, going with, let's go with the Crypt Horrors. They get a 7, they make it. So they're just going to go in like so, just to make sure they all get in. Right, Fanatic's being a pain now. And then charging with the Terrorgeist. Yeah, it's made it. Luckily. Not having 3 of you up there, so that's fine. Charging with the Varghulf, see what we can get. 4 10-inch charge, that might be able to make it. I'll just get my tape measure out. So 10 inches. Yeah, he's in there. That's all good. Try and smash that unit. And then let's do the charges over here. So the zombie dragon, he gets in. So he's going to go in like that. The flayers over here, they need a 9. They need a 9 because the half inch will get them. An 8, that's not going to be good enough. The cripples, 9 again. Yes, that gets them just in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that charge and then we'll get back to it. So that charge complete, we're now going to go into combat. So we are going to go with the Cryptoids down here. They are rerolling hit rolls and wound rolls. Am I within 2 inches of a net? Am I within 2 inches of this guy?
I think you are.
Let's
Let's have a look.
That's 2 inches.
I think you're definitely within
Yeah.
2 inches of that guy
Oh,
as well,
sorry.
aren't you?
Completely didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. So that'll be 3 attacks each, and then the champion's making 4. So hitting on 3s, re-rolling. Hitting on 4s, hitting on 5s with the -1, and then re-rolling, and then winning on 3s, re-rolling. So hitting on 5s. Reroll. So it's good. Winning on 3s, rerolling. Needed that reroll. So we have got 4 saves for the stabbers over here. No rend.
No
2
rend.
damage each.
4 saves. They have still got 10 models with shields. So saving on 5s. 2 saved.
So that'll be 4 damage.
4 damage.
Just wanted to tell the horrors first because I know that'll be a lot of attacks piling into them after. Cool. So your turn to attack.
2.
There are 2 more.
I'll take, yeah, 2 more. I'll take 2 from the back.
Cool.
Cool. So they've lost 4 in total. Right. Okay. So
What are we thinking? So we've got your 2 units involved, that unit, and then your shooters over there.
yes. I'm only going to get a couple of attacks on him, I think.
Yep, it'll be mainly against the ghouls.
I think the ghouls, it probably makes sense to go against the ghouls.
Okay, so we'll put on an attack, and then we'll see what we've got.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to have one of the netters attacking here, and that will be 4s, and it would be 5s, but they are +2 to wounds because they're still more than 30. So 4s and 3s.
So 2 gone through.
2 have gone through, and then 3s.
So
1 goes through on there, no rend.
I'll go through on there, no end. So 1 failed so far.
Okay, and then I've got 11 doing 5s and 3s.
2 out of there. Wounding on a good wound.
Wounding on 3s.
There you go.
That's both of them.
So that's failed again. So that's 3 death saves for me to make with the zombie dragon. Well, from the zombie. Sorry, 3 death saves to make for the zombie dragon being in range of.
Oh, of course, yeah.
They didn't say it, so 3 of them die. Also, I know it looks a bit funny how some of them are up there, but it's because of that's within an inch for coherency of how it's being built and stuff. So it's all fine. Cool. Right, so 3 of those die, and then against the zombie dragon.
Yes, so I've got 2 netters.
Yep.
And then I've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to go to 2 netters first. So that is again 4s and 3s.
Ooh, that was not good luck at all.
And then 5 attacks.
Yeah, little dragon.
Indeed. And then 5 attacks, 5s and 3s. That's just 1.
1 there.
And 3s. That's 1.
So saved the dragon.
Cool.
Okay, so my turn to attack. So now that all those shooters are attacked, I'm going to attack with the Terrorgeist. So we're going to put him in combat. We don't want him to get within 3 inches of those ones over there. So he is just going to go like that, just to make sure he's not going to be within 3 over here. He will come back just a little bit. That sort of.
He's just outside of 3.
Just outside of 3, cool. Just don't want to track them in. Right, so Terrorgeist. He is going to make 5 attacks with the King's Ghouls. The King's Claws even. So hitting on 4s because of -1. So pretty damn good. So that's 3. 2 saves -1 so far.
2 saves at -1. They've still got the 10 models, so there's still 2 saves at 6. 1 is saved.
So just 1 damage so far. And then the claws, which I believe will be 3 attacks now, because he's taking... No, it's still 4. Cool. Just double checking the damage table. So that is going to be hitting on 5s, winning on 3s. So 2 saves -1, D3 damage.
2 saves, again 6s.
So D3 damage will make 5 damage from that.
Okay.
And then the gruesome bite. So we've got 6 more wounds from that. And then -2 rends, so no save.
No save.
So that is going to be 9 damage in total from that.
9 damage and 6 mortal wounds.
9 damage including 6 more wounds.
Okay.
So just 9 damage taken.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9.
Cool. So then it's just those 3 to attack, isn't it?
It is. So they're going to attack the horrors.
Cool. So the champion, the gong, and the banner. It's good they
right.
survived.
They did. So that is 3 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing, where is it? Stabbers. They're doing 3 attacks, 4s and 4s.
Does the champion get an extra attack or anything? Just to check.
The champion, add 1 to hit rolls for the champion. So I'm going to have to do it again.
Yeah,
so
that's absolutely fine.
That's 3 for the champion.
Yep,
And
that's
then
it.
4s for the other 2.
So
No.
just the champion?
Champion wounding on 4. No.
No, okay. I'm then going to attack with, because they can't attack again or anything, can they?
No.
I'm then going to pile attack with the Vargolf. So he is just going to go like that. He is re-roll failed hit rolls because of feed on dark magic. So with the claws, hitting on, there's no net, is there?
There is no net anymore.
Hitting on 3s. That's that. And then one on 3s. No, it's not in range of the zombie dragon, so you've got 1 at -1.
No save on that.
So that's 2 damage. And then this is for the Fang Claw. And then you've got 1 at -2.
No
So
save on that.
D3. So that's 4 damage they've taken from the
That's
Vargolf.
the rest of them.
That's right.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, I got it.
Cool. And then as you haven't got anything to attack with, I'll attack with the zombie dragon. So the zombie dragon sword-like claws. So that is going to be 7 attacks. Hitting on, you've got net, haven't you? So hitting on 5s. So none. And then the Bull King's attacks. So 4s. So 2 saves and -1 so far.
No save for them.
So just 1 damage each. So 2 damage.
2.
Then the Fanged Maw. 5s. We're in 4s, so 1 at -2.
No save there.
D6, so 5 damage. And then I'm going to use my once per turn Feeding Frenzy to make him do that again.
Okay.
Just try and do as much damage as possible. So this time we're going to do the King's Claws first. So 5 attacks hitting on 4s. That's really good. Should say that's something else. And then winning on 3. So 3 saves at -1. 3 damage in total.
Okay.
And then going on to the Sword-like Claws. So hitting on 5s. Oh, 3s, re-rolling because of the Malefic Hunger. So that's going to be 3 at -1, 6 damage in total. And then last but not least, the Fanged Maw.
That's another 6.
Oh, 6, yeah. Hitting on 5s, 1 on 3s, 1 at -2, no save, d6 damage for a further 2 damage.
Further 2. Those 2.
So he did a fair bit of damage.
He's done 19 in. There's 19 in total this turn.
But only Inspiring Presence wasn't a thing.
Yes.
Cool, and then I've got the ghouls to attack with. So I'm just going to pile those in and then see what we've got. And then attacking with a ghoul, so what we have got is going to be 25 attacks in range. So hitting on 4s but re-rolling 1s because of the Ghoul King nearby. So we have got a few re-rolls there, just get those. The skulls obviously are the 1s. And let's see what we end up with. Okay, so hitting on 5s, obviously, as the nets are in range. More than enough nets in range to try and stop the flesh eaters there in their stride. So just move those to the side right now. Next misses. Not too many, not too bad actually, not too many misses at all really. Yeah, look at all those 5s and 6s out of 25 dice, I'll take that for sure. And then wounding on 3s. Re-rolling wound rolls though, because of Malefic Hunger. So 2 failing. So then that is going to give us a total of 6, 7, 8, 9 for the shooters to try and save against. So needing 6s to save for the shooters against the ghoul attacks. So what's that?
1 save.
So 8 dead grots.
So 5.
5 over there.
I'll take away another 1 there, and
Nice.
another 2 from here. Cool. Okay.
And with that, I think that is the end of combat. Am I right? The shooters have attacked.
Shooters have attacked.
Those have been killed.
Yeah.
I've attacked with everything. So with that, it's going to come down to Battle Shock. Now, you're inspiring presence these guys, I'm sure.
I think I will. That will leave me with 3 command points.
Yep, cool. My ghouls took 3, so they're okay. And everything else is fine. So with that, we're also going to come down to objectives. So in my turn, I've now taken control of this one, and I control the one in my territory, so that's going to give me 6 points. So the score is now 8-6 to Wayne. And just the last thing to do as well before I forget is that this Terrorgeist is going to take an extra wound because of the poison he has sustained from the Loom King. So just gonna try. Bloody hell, this is hard to try and do 1 hour in a sec. Okay, so we've got 5 wounds sustained to this terrorist. That will do. Okay, and with that, kerfuffle out of the way, let us go on to the next battle round. First thing we do before we roll priority, there's no more bits of meat to fall from the sky, but we do have to see where the bad moon goes. So what have we got?
I will roll the dice, and on a 2, it is now directly overhead.
So directly overhead.
Move 1 space, so it's directly overhead.
So what part of the board is covered by it now?
All of it.
All of it, right,
All
okay.
the board.
All the board is covered by the bad moon. So what we do now is roll to see who takes the priority, and when wins ties.
4.
1. So you get it, and I presume you'll be taking it.
I will indeed be taking that.
Cool, no worries. So we'll take a quick break to think what we're going to do. Well, what Wayne's going to do in his hero phase, and then we'll get back. Right, Gloomspite Gitz hero phase turn 4. So first things first, let's see if we get some more command points.
Okay, so Scragrot on a 4+, gets D3 command points.
Yep.
So I get 3 command points, so I'm now back up to 6.
Back up to 6.
I get an extra command point for him being under the bad moon, because the bad moon is now everywhere.
So 7.
7. And then on the Fungoid Cave Shaman, he gets a 6, so I get an extra command point. That puts me back up to 8 command points.
Just so everyone else knows, in case you're keeping track, I have 0 command points. Gloomspite Gitz, bloody hell, they get so many, don't they? I actually, when you play against them, you really do see just how many they get. But it's good, because they really do need the Inspired Presence. Right, okay, so magic?
Magic, first of all, I'm going to try to cast. I'm going to go first. I'm going to cast the Great Green Spite. So I'm going to pick this unit here, and I'm going to cast Great Green Spite onto the Zombie Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a casting value of 7. I'm +1 to cast because I'm under the bad moon. I get that on an 8.
Cool, and we measured, and this guy was in range, wasn't he?
I think he is, yes.
Yeah, so I'll try and unbind my Arch Region because he gets +2.
Yeah.
Unbinds on a 14.
Okay.
So that is unbound.
Cool. Right, so then that's his spell. Scragrot has got 2 spells to cast. He's going to try to cast Scuttle-Tide again.
Yep.
He's +2 to casting because bad moon and his ability.
Yep.
So casting that does not go off because that's a 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm then going to cast Hand of Gork with him, which
That's 6 or
that is
7.
I believe it's a 6.
Such a good spell though. To be able to do
Casting
it, so.
value of 7, wholly within 24 inches of the caster, 1, 3, and put them 9 inches away from any enemy units.
Cool.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and cast that on a 7. I get that on a 9, 10, 11.
So how many more spells do you got?
This is his last spell.
So I'll try and unbind it with him as well. +2. So
Yeah,
12.
unbind.
Unbound. Shut down that magic straight away.
Did. Okay, so that's my hero phase. Is anyone in... No, they're over there. They're not in range to be frenzied by them. So that will be onto my movement phase.
On to the movement. Okay, so as normal, we're going to go away and come back after the movement. So Gloomspite Gitz turn 4 movement is now done. So what is the next thing we're going to do?
Next thing we're going to do is we're going to be doing some shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Scragrot is going to shoot the Terrorgeist.
Yeah.
So that is 6 attacks. I'll just double check, but I believe that is 3s and 3s. 3s and 3s, rend -1.
Cool.
28-inch range, so he's in range.
Yep.
So 3s.
So all but 2.
And 3s again. That's 2 again. Rend -1.
Rend -1, so saving on 5s, rerolling 1s. 6 shield. Rerolling that 1. Saved, and then 1 damage, so Unholy Vitality on a 5. Save on 6. So save that damage.
Okay, and then over here we've got. Alright, how many have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that's a total of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 33 minus the 5 gives me 28 shots.
Yeah.
28 shots of those.
So you have to attack something they're in combo with.
They do, but they...
Onto the zombie dragon.
Onto the zombie dragon. I think I'm still slightly more scared of that.
Yep, I would be.
Yeah, so shooters, they're doing... 1, 1 to wind rolls for attacks. Add 1 to hit rolls, well they've got at least 15, so 28 attacks. So I'm going to do 2 lots of 14 for that. So that's 8.
Yep.
10. 2 either of there. Right, so 2 lots of 14. So then the first round, hitting on 5s. No, add 1 to hit rolls. Hitting on 4s and wounding on 5s.
Yep.
So this is the first half. And wounding on 5s. So that is
What was it hit on?
hitting on 4s.
Oh, not good at all. That.
Not good at all. But then that is just the first half.
That is just the first half. Very true.
Wounding on 5s. That's just 1.
Just one there.
And then
Oh, wait until you do the other ones.
Ah.
So 1 so far.
4s. And 5s. That's just another 1, so it's only 2 off of that.
So 2 saves that all of them.
2 saves, no rends.
And Zombie Dragon saves both.
Cool, okay. That's my shooting.
So going into charging. Let's see what we
Yes.
get.
So charging, I'm going to attempt to charge with the Fanatics.
Yep.
3.
3. Out
I've got 8 command points.
Yeah, I'd spend it to
I'm
reroll
going to
that.
spend one of my 8 command points, so I'm down to 7. And I'm going to try and re-roll that. Not with those dice though.
Nope, get a new dice, chuck this
New
up.
dice. 7.
That will get me.
That will get me in.
Just move that out of the way for you.
7. Get into there.
It's generally a good ability, isn't it? Those
It
fights
is.
first as well, because then you don't have to worry about how squishy they are.
Yes, they will die. They will die this turn, I think. Okay, so that's them in. I'm going to try to.
Charge.
I'm going to try to charge the unit in, I think. So the unit will be on 3s. I get that on a
So you get
7.
7, yeah.
So
What we're going to do is we're going to pause it and then we'll
Okay.
come back because we need to move them off the moving trace.
cool. Each. So it's still 5d3.
So with Wayne's attacks, so the Fanatic's going to attack first, of course, because it's their ability, and then he'll get to pick to attack with something after that. So let's go with the Spellblast Fanatics first.
Okay, so I think they do d3 attacks, hitting on 2s. D3 first, so 1, 2, 3.
Just like to say, I'll
5.
use this opportunity to reroll failed save rolls for the Terrorgeist and use my Triumph,
And then that's 2s.
but I think I'm going to need it.
And 4s. That's 3 of them with a rend of -1.
Okay, so 3 re-rolling, 7 5s, re-rolling this. So save 1, so D3 damage for 2, yeah?
2d3. 3, 4, 5.
5, so against this one 5s. So I take 3 damage. Cool. And then you get to attack with something, don't you?
I
'Cause
do.
that's just the standard ability, so...
I do. I'm going to try and finish off this over here, I think. I'll try a bit more. I'm about as piled in as I think as I want to be.
Yeah, because the thing is, you might be wondering why we're not piling around here, but it's because Wayne doesn't want to drag in the Vargolf or the Cryptorus into the fight.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough.
So, 1, 2, 3.
They've got sticks.
They got sticks. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. 8 and probably one of the nets. They're doing an extra attack, aren't they, because of the Spore Splat? No, because of these guys.
Yep.
Doing an extra attack with those. That's 8. 8 of them, that will be 16. And and then the one netter has got an extra attack, which will give me 20.
Mhm.
So there's 30 in the unit. So they will be.
Sure is.
Yeah, I've taken out 2 movement trays, but they haven't attacked anything yet, so nothing's attacked them. So stabbers, doing 2 attacks each.
2 attacks hitting on.
Hitting on 4s.
Yep.
There is still 15, so they're now wounding on. No, there's still 30, so they're now wounding on 2s. So 4s and 2s.
Yep.
Sorry, no, 5s and 2s because it's the spears.
Okay, 5s and 2s.
The 6.
So. Is that one of those is a 4? Is that going to be? Was that a 5 or
I
something?
think it was a 5.
Okay, that's fine.
2s.
So 1-1.
That's a total of 7 saves, no rend.
7 saves, no rend. Is that all their attacks? Yeah?
That's all. That's I've then got the barbed net, which is doing 4 attacks because he's +1, and then that's 4s and 3s. No, nothing with the net.
Okay, so 7 saves to make with spears. So saving on 4s, re-rolling on fails and 5. So re-rolling the 1, 2, 3. So failed 1, 5 up 4 and 1 holy vitality. Failed, so it takes 1 more damage. Okay, so I'll do that in a second, and then I'll also pick what I want to attack with first. So attacking with the Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon against shooters, because I really want to get that unit down. So going with the Dragon's Claws first. So these are hitting on 5 because the mine's going to hit. So that is none there. Then going with the guy on top claws. There's 5 attacks hitting on 4s. None there either. And then going with the Gruesome Bite, or the Fanged Maw, whatever it's called. Going on 5s, 3s. So that's 1 at -2. No save.
No save.
So 6 damage there. I am also going to use. Just trying to think if it was worth using Feeding Frenzy on them. I will not use Feeding Frenzy on that. I'm going to save it. Okay, so that is the Zombie Dragon's attacks. So it will be your shooters attacking next, right?
Yes, it will.
So attacking with the shooters, firstly into the ghouls.
We've got 8 attacks going into the ghouls.
Yep.
Hitting on 5s and wounding on 4s.
Cool, so a couple of hits.
That's 2.
That's 2. Save on 6s. Failed. Death is Courtiers. So 2 more die. And then against the Zombie Dragon.
I've got one with the netter.
Yep.
So the net one is doing 4s and 4s because he's still +1 to wound. 4s and 4s. No, nothing with him. And then I've got 4 of them attacking the Zombie Dragon on 5s and 4s. No. And then 1 netter on 4s and 4s. That's 2 saves on the Zombie Dragon.
So no rend, so 4s. So save both of those. Very good at saving that dragon.
Cool. Right.
So then I'm going to go over here with the Terrorgeist. Do some revenge. So I'm going to split his attacks. So he is going to do his Fanged Maw into the Fanatics and everything else into the Stabbers. Now, a quick question. The -6 to hit, is that if I'm in range or is that attacking that unit? I think it's if I'm range.
I think it's if you're in range.
Cool. I'll do the ones against.
Subtract 1 from hit rolls made by this model while it is within 2 inches of any enemy models carrying a barbed net.
Cool, no worries. Cool, so I'll go with the against the stabbers first. So this is the Ghoul King's attacks and the Claws of the Telegraph attacks. Ghoul King here on 4. So 2, so 3, and then 2 saves -1 on the stabber so far.
2 saves at -1, there's still 30 of them, so they are still getting 2 saves at 6, because they've got the shields. Save 1.
Save 1, cool. Just 1 damage then. And then the claws from the Terrorgeist into the stabbers. So that is on 5, so that is 3 I believe. And then 2 wounds at -1 on the stabbers.
2 wounds at -1. 6s. No.
D3 for 5 damage. And then the Fang Maw onto the Fanatics. So 2 hits, 1 wound at -2.
On the Fanatics.
Yeah, no save.
No save.
For 2 damage. So I'm going to be doing Feed and Frenzy again, my once per turn free ability, with the Terrorgeist. So we'll be doing the same thing. So Fanged Maws into the Fanatics. And then we're going to, actually no, we're going to do Fanged Maws into the Stabbers, the Ghoul King's attacks into the Fanatics, and also the Terrorgeist Claws into the Fanatics. We're going to switch it around essentially. So into the Fanatics first, the Ghoul King Claws. So here on 4s. So that is 3 hits. Win on 3s. So that is 3 at -1 on the Fanatics.
Oh, 3 at -1 on the Fanatics, they won't get to save.
Cool, so then it's just a Fanged Maw on the Stabbers. So, wow, 666
Ooh.
for the Fanged Maw, so that's 18 mortal wounds in the Stabbers.
Okay.
That is how nasty a Terrorgeist can be. That bit, 3 6s for the Fanged Maw is the best combination I can get in this army.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Are they still alive?
15, 16.
Yeah,
17.
really. So I've been focusing ages on that, on the 360 there. I've just been really happy with that. Okay, that's awesome. It's a lot of death.
That was a lot of death.
Just how Nagash likes it. You got an Inspire's present knocked off your sheet.
I've got 7 more command points. So
7 more command points. Cool. So then it's just me to attack with the ghouls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pile them in, see how many I've got to attack, and then roll some dice. So the ghouls versus the shooters, let's see what we've got. So we've got 27 attacks. So these are going to be hitting on 4s and re-rolling 1s, and actually hitting on 5s, thinking about that, because I always forget about those nets. So hitting on 5s, re-rolling 1s. So that's going to be 5 re-rolls for an extra hit, and then take away the fails. So that's not too many bad 5s and 6s there, so look at that.
that's a lot.
That's 27 dice, that's really good. Right, probably the best the ghouls have done. Right, okay. So going on to winning on 4s, so got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 saves.
No rend.
No rend whatsoever.
So 6 up saves. I make none of them.
So that's 6 damage then.
Yeah, so 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That'll do.
Cool. And with that, that is going to be the end of the turn. 'Cause there's nothing else to attack with.
There's nothing else to attack
Nothing
with
else.
there. They've all attacked. I've got 6 of them left, but they've gone.
Yeah. So you're going to use Inspiring Presence over there.
I'm using Inspiring
And
Presence
here.
over there and there, so that gives me 5 command points now instead of 7.
Cool. I don't need to use Inspiring Presence. And that is going to put us at the end of the battle round. So that Terrorgeist is going to take another damage. Anything else you do at the end of the battle round?
It's at the end of my turn.
Turn that you bring something on,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's okay then. So let's just add a wound to that Terrorgeist and see what's going to happen in the last and final turn of the game. So also just quickly to say that with my objective points I've got at the end of turn 4, I have that one in the middle and I've got this one, so that is 4, so that's an extra 8. That's going to put me on 14 objective points for victory. So at the start of turn 5, battle round 5, the moon is going to stay where it is in the middle of the board, as Wayne is going to spend a command point to do that. And all there is left for us to do is see who gets the turn. So Wayne will be winning ties again, as he went first in the last battle round.
3.
So 3 and a 2. So presumably you're going to take that.
I'm going to take that, I think.
Cool. And let's see what's going to happen. So we'll go into Wayne's hero phase.
Okay.
So what are you going to do first then, Wayne?
First of all, I'm going to roll for my command points. So on 4+, nothing happens there.
On a 3, you got that.
And on 4+ here, I got a 1, so
Got a 1.
I've still just got my 4 command points.
Yep.
I do get a command point, however, for being under the bad moon. So I'm back up to 5.
Cool.
Okay. I am then going to attempt to cast the Scuttle
Yep.
on a 7. That's a 6, but I'm 2+ to cast.
I'm
So-
going to try and stop you with that one. So I've got my guy over here to try and stop you. He's getting +2 to unbind. So he got a 8
So we're equal.
recall. So you get that.
So where are my spiders going to go? What I will do, so we'll set the spiders up here, so more than an inch away from the scenery, and they're within 6 inches of the scenery, and I'm going to roll 6 dice, and 5+, that's pretty good, that's 3, so
3 for the
more
dragon.
wounds on the dragon.
Cool, no worries. Let's get some dice. So he's going to try and save him on a 3. Sorry, on a 3 dice of 6s. So he saves 1, I'll take that. So that's going to be 2 damage on him.
I'm then going to try to cast Great Green Spite. So there is, how many is there? There is still more than 10, I think. More than 20. There is probably not more than 20. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. There is 21 models left, so that will be casting value of 7. I'm +1 to cast because of the moon. No.
No, cool.
No. And then I'm going to do Arcane Bolt onto Terrorgeist. So on a 5, I get that on a 5 +2, so 7.
Try and stop it with the archery gun. +2, so you get it.
Okay, so it takes 1 more wound.
Yep. And try and save that on a... He still has 5 up from Unholy Vitality. He fails that, so he will take that extra 1 wound. So I'll just put that there to remind me.
Okay. And that's all for my spells.
That's all his spells. So end of your hero phase.
End of my hero phase.
Going into movement phase. So we'll move everything and then we'll get back. So with movement done, we're then going to go into shooting, and we're going to start with the shooters over here, and they're going to shoot the ghouls. So how many attacks we got with?
There will be 16 attacks going into the ghouls here.
Yep.
And that will be all of them. They still have enough models that they are adding one to their hit rolls, so they're hitting on 4s. And then they are wounding on 5s.
So is that 4, is it?
That's 4 in total.
4 in total. Cool.
No rend.
Nice. So saving on 6s. So saved 1, they're deathless. So I take 3 damage over there. So what else have we got to do for shooting?
For shooting, we've got Scragrot is going to shoot the Terrorgeist.
Yep.
That is 28-inch range, so he's in range. 3s and 3s.
So 4
4 shots. Rend -1.
So re-rolling 1s. Saving on 5s. So that'll be damage 1 each. So
Damage one each.
unhighly vitality. So that is going to be 2 damage he sustains. He has 1 wound remaining.
Ooh. Crikey.
Still alive.
He explodes when he dies, doesn't he?
He doesn't explode indeed, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Um,
So that's my shooting. So on to my charges. He's going to charge into them.
yep, he's got it.
He gets it. I'm just going to shift him up here somewhere.
Sure.
He's going to do some combat. I'm going to... They're already in. He's going to charge. He's on a 3. He gets that. So I'll move him around because that is an 8. Gets him around to there.
Yep.
They're going to charge on a 3. They get that on a 5. Gragrot is going to charge them as well. I think he's a little bit
Kill the
further away.
Terrorgeist.
Kill the Terrorgeist. On 4. How many command points? I've got 5. I'm going to reroll that.
Definitely. Just
Yeah, just.
not much better.
And that just put me down to 4 command points. And that is all of my charges because those ones are already in.
Okay.
Okay. On to combat. I'm going to go with the Loon Boss against the Terrorgeist. Loon Boss.
Yep.
Is doing 3 attacks.
Kill it.
3 attacks, 3s and 3s, rend -1, d3 damage, and he's -2 to hit because of his ability and he's got the clam cowl. So 3s, that's 2 of them, and 3s to wound, that's 1 of them, and a rend -1.
7 5s, 0 1s, saved.
Ooh,
So all his attacks.
that's all of his attacks, he's just got the 1.
Okay, so the Terrorgeist will attack for a dice.
Okay,
So it is going to put its. They got 2 into piece, these guys?
I believe so. I will. Sneaky Snufflers are 2 wounds each.
So it's going to put its Fanged Maw into them, and the rest of its attacks into these stabbers over here. So the Fanged Maw into Sneaky Snufflers. So it is re-rolling failed hits, so that is all of them, because I'm -1 hit. So that's going to be 6 mortal wounds on Sneaky Snufflers. So 2 wounds pot.
2 wounds each, yeah.
And then 1 save at -2.
Which I'm guessing they don't get, and they don't get.
For 2 damage.
So that's another one of them is dead.
And then the rest of attacks on the stabbers. So that is yep, so that's 4, that's fine. So this is a 1 save -1, which is just the Gold King's claws. Onto the stabbers.
They won't get that.
1 damage. And the claws, he only makes 2 now. So that's 1. And then you've got 1 at -1 onto the stabbers.
1 -1 onto the stabbers, which they won't get.
D3 for 2 damage. He is then going to do Feeding Frenzy to attack again.
Okay.
And he's going to split his attacks, so he's going to do the Fanged Maw onto the Snufflers and then everything else into the Stabbers. So Fanged Maw. So that is going to be 6 mortal wounds onto the Snufflers, so it just kills them.
Yep.
And then the Gulking's Claws onto the Stabbers. 2. 2 at -1, so 2 damage.
No.
And then the claws. 1 at -1 for 1 damage, so it just kills them.
That's just killed the last stabber.
Cool.
That's that unit we'll put away as well. Cool. Okay.
And then your turn to attack.
Okay, I've still got Scragrot, who's going to attack.
Yep.
And he's doing 4 attacks in melee with that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still 3s and 3s. He's actually better at shooting. 4 attacks, 3s and 3s. That's 3 of them. And 3s. That's 2 of them. Rend -1.
Rend -1. So that's a 3. So that fails damage.
Just 1.
So he fails that as well. So he is going to explode. So just remind myself how it works. Infested. If this model is slain before the model is removed from play, each unit from 3 inches of it suffers D3 model wounds. So I thought you had to roll for it, but it's just D3. So 3 inches. So your 2, my Vargolf, and the Cryptoris within 3. No, they're out. They're out of that. Yeah, cool. So that is going to be, I'll do my Vargolf first. D3 for the Vargolf. For 1. Does he save it? Nope, so he takes 1. D3 for your Loon Boss.
Yep.
So 2 mortal wounds. D3 for the King. 2 more wounds. So
Okay. On 4+, so 2 4+s for the Loon King. No, he's taken 2. And then on the Loon Boss, I don't think he gets a save. Mortal wounds. Loon Boss. No, he takes 2 mortal wounds, so he's down to 3. He's taken 2, there's the 2. Right. Okay.
So what would you like to attack with? So what I'd say is that because he charged, you can still do a 3-inch pile. Oh no, he's attacked, isn't he?
He's attacked.
Sorry, I've got that. They both attacked. So
I've just got these guys.
So
I've got the wizard. I'm going to go with the wizard.
yep. So against the ghouls.
Yeah. There's the Fungoid Cave Shaman. He is doing 3 attacks with his Moon Sickle.
Yep.
So that is doing 4s and 4s. That's 2. 4s. That's 1. Rend -1.
Very -1. So we'll roll a 2, and that's going to go through.
Okay, and then
Sorry, I don't know why I rolled dice, don't have save anyway.
okay, and then they got his Squig is going to bite them. 2 attacks, 4s and 4s. That's 1, and then 4s again. That is 2. No, he's not going to bite them.
So how much damage do you take from the start?
Just 1.
Just one, is that it?
Yeah, just 1.
Okay, so I'll say the 2 was my deathless, so I failed that.
So that's one of them is.
One of them is dead. And then I'm going to attack with the zombie dragon. So he is going to pile in. Just move that out of the way.
Oh, you're sure.
He's going to pile in like that. And do his attacks. Oh, one of these is dead, isn't it? Just be a bit more first spoken die. So, zombie dragon's attacks. So the guy on top. I'm out of 2 inches, aren't I?
From a netter.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that's your closest one.
Yeah, so outside 2, so not -1 hit. So here on freeze. I think the 4.
That was a 4, yeah.
Cool. So that is 3 saves, -1 rend.
They won't get a save.
So that's 3 damage so far. And then the claws from the zombie dragon, so 4s. Freeze, reroll failed wounds because of malefic hunger. That's 3 saves at -1 as well.
No.
So that's 6, that's 9 damage total so far. Fangs more, 1. Reroll wounds, so that's 1 at -2, no save. So that's 2, so that's 11 damage in total.
Okay.
So a lot of damage.
That's. No, I am gonna. One, 2, 3.
Cool. So while we're doing that, I'll be getting ready for the next attack. Right, now attacking with the shooters next. As the Gloomspite Gitz the last foe to try and defeat these ghouls. So just going for the piling now. There won't be too many attacking just because they're like the furthest ones away.
So I think I'll get three of them in, I think.
Yeah, 3 for sure.
3.
Just move this guy up.
3, and then that is shooters. That's 5s and 5s. 3 attacks. 5s to hit. 5s to wound. Nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Nothing.
What I'm going to do is I'll attack with the criticals then. We're going to do as many as we can into the shaman to essentially make sure he dies. So we'll have these ones pile in, and then we're going to find out how many attacks are doing what, and then come back. So the ghouls attack, so we've got 10 attacks against the shaman. So these are hitting on with a -1. So there'll be 5s, re-rolling 1s, the Ghoul King. So that is going to be not bad, that's good. And then wounding on 4s. That's going to be 2 wounds for that one onto the Madcap Shaman. And then onto the shooters. We've got 8 attacks. So that is going to be hitting on 5s. Just take these 2 that are on part of it. Hitting on 5s, that's really good. Wounded on 4, so 3. So for total we've got 2 saves against him, no rend, and 3 saves against shooters.
So on the Cave Shaman, he's got the 6-up save. He fails those. He's got a 4+ save for wounds and mortal wounds. No, so
dead.
So he's taken 2. So he's got 1 left.
Is he still alive? Is he?
He's still alive. He's on 1 wound. Oh, he's on 1 wound, and they've got. How many have they got to save?
How many wounds did he have to start?
He had 4 wounds to start with. He'd taken 1.
Did he heal?
No.
Did you only take one from over here?
We took one. You've taken
Oh,
one.
okay.
He's just taken the two. He's got
No
one
worries.
left. And how many of these have I got to?
These you got 3.
Okay. Any rend? No rend?
No rental.
6s?
So none save there.
1, 2, 3.
Cool.
Okay.
And then that is the end of combat. So presumably you're spending a command point there.
I'm going to stop them from running away, so that puts me on 3 command points.
Cool. I control the objective there, so I have more models now.
Yep.
In range, even I know some of these are stacked a bit funny, but I mean, even if they were flat, it would still be within.
You still control that one.
I still control that one. So you don't get any objective points this turn.
No.
So with that, I think we're gonna call it.
I think we are.
Call it. It's got very late. It's the first time doing battle reports. Like I say, absolutely.
It's
ages.
midnight. It's literally midnight.
It's literally midnight. It's also first time playing like a big game for a while as well, and especially for Age of Sigmar for many months. So it's taken a while. So we're going to do a little quick rundown of the game, and then we'll call it that. So that is the end of the game. Now, I think that it was fantastic to see and fight against the Gloomspites. To be honest, it's just been really good to have a game again, and it's jolly good fun. I just want to say a few things though with that. As it's like a first proper one again, probably many mistakes you can pick out for sure. This is also, like we said, it's gone on to midnight, so I'm incredibly tired. Imagine you're incredibly tired.
I'm incredibly tired.
So again, like I say, if there's mistakes, please let us know down below, but just bear that in mind. Obviously, as the battle reports go on, the quality will get better and everything else with it. But like I said, it's just generally been a blast to get some dice rolling again and to have a bit of narrative. So with the end of that, the Flesh-Eater Courts have retrieved those magical corpses and will be using them amongst their feast back in the mountains of despair, in the realm of death. And the Gloomspite Gitz will have to rethink their strategy.
I think they will.
Next time.
More fanatics.
More fanatics, and playing against that many grots as well, it generally is a struggle trying to get them down when they've got sparring presence. I think for me, the Flesh-Eater Courts, they want to be the most competitive you can be. Terrorgeist obviously are the way to go, but I want to try out Cryptoids. And to be honest, the Cryptoids, they didn't have the best example to attack in this game, I'd say. However, certainly when you stack loads of attacks on them, they did shine, so I was quite happy with how they did, so I might give them another go. And Zombie Dragon never really goes out for a play, so it's good to get that out. And any thoughts for you, the Gloomspites?
I think I'm getting Gloomspites now. I've had a couple of games with them. This is my first big game, and yeah, I think none of them have run to Battle Shock this game at all. I think.
No, there's nothing. Yeah, and you had many command points to spare as well.
I still have 3 left. I still have 3 command points left. Yeah, the Fanatics got their attacks in.
I think the damage output from the Fanatics as well was great. I know it was very swingy, obviously, pardon pun, but it can do a lot, especially if you can't save against it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, anyway, guys, so I hope very much you enjoyed that, and very much stick around for more to come. I've got another one planned for against Caroline Overlords, so we'll try and do that. Like we say, quality will get better as it goes on, especially with like camera angles and stuff. I'm not too sure if I was holding the camera right the whole time, I think, but it sure was just a bit of fun, and yeah, fantastic. So guys, remember, until next time, Nagash is all, and all is one in Nagash.
Cool.
Oh, done. So tired.